there it is. All alone in the vast sea. A stone pillar soars up 100 meters. Sofugan is part of Tokyo. The remote islet is 650 kilometers south of the center of Japan's capital city. Surrounded by rough waters, the imposing rock has long resisted approach by humans. A group of experts conducted the first ever scientific survey of this natural wonder. Awaiting them was challenge after challenge. Encounters with unknown creatures. The thrilling discovery of rare species. And a deep-sea paradise for ancient fish from long ago.
これは本当に怪しい冗談抜きで、これ期待できます。
白カスがいてもね、おかしくないような海です。
In Tokyo, hidden, unexplored places still exist. This is a journey to an untouched place filled with unexplored secrets. Let the adventure begin. An aquarium in Fukushima Prefecture explores seas around the world for ancient fish. A planning meeting is held here for the first scientific exploration of Sofugan. Taking part are leading biologists, geologists, and engineers. The project has two objectives. First, to document creatures on and around the islet. Second, to shed light on how the mysterious rock was formed. Even geologist Osamu Ishizuka, a veteran researcher of islands off Tokyo, has yet to explore this islet.
どうやってできたのか今まで調べられてないので、実際その岩がどういうものでできていて、でそれがいつ頃できたのかきちんと理解できる非常に珍しい貴重な、チャンスだと思っています。
Because Sofugan is so isolated, scientists suspect it has a unique ecosystem. Biologist Yoshihiro Fujiwara has high hopes for a deep-sea search of surrounding waters. It could even uncover life harking back to the dinosaur era.
全く見たことのない場所なので、見たことのない地形のところなので、シーラカンスとかオウムガイとかそういった太古の生きている化石って言われているようなそんな生き物なんかが潜んでいたら非常に面白いなというふうに思います。
Including camera crews from NHK, the team consists of 35 members. The Sofugan research project is ready to kick off. In May 2017, final preparations for the two-year survey begin. Exotic instruments arrive one after another at a pier in Tokyo Bay. They're all state-of-the-art devices. When everything's in place, the team heads out into the unknown. Sofugan is at the southernmost edge of the Izu Islands. The voyage there will take over 35 hours. Hachijojima at the midpoint comes into sight. The ship stops to pick up another member of the team. Norio Akama had a long career as a spear diver. He's the only member of the team with experience in the rough ocean around Sofugan. Numerous air tanks for diving are also loaded.
何が出てくるか分かんないですよ。サメも多いしね。その3メーター級のメジロだとかね、ハンマーとか、まあ恐ろしい海ですよ。
As the vessel closes in, the waves pick up. The seas here are calm for about 2 weeks before and after Japan's rainy season in June. Those are the only windows of opportunity to approach the island.
これは何ですかこれは。それサンプルの回数ですよ。ちょっと出てます。
Almost miraculously, the waves subside. The team's destination appears on the horizon. The unexplored islet of Sofugan.
不思議な感じがしますね。本当にポツンとあって何とも言えないロマンを感じますね。これはね
すごいなんか堂々としててかっこいいなと思いました。
ワクワクしますよね。なんか冒険心くすぐられるというか。
Sofugan rises about 100 meters above the sea. A rock formation so sheer, so far offshore, is truly rare. The team is divided into climbers in charge of a ground survey, drone operators who will do an aerial survey, divers, and deep-sea vehicle operators. Joining them are students from a marine science high school. They'll use a long line to catch deep-sea fish. The unprecedented expedition will thoroughly investigate the island from the very top to the bottom of the sea. The team decides to begin a survey of sea creatures before the waves pick up. The divers head out. Their leader is Norio Akama.
外洋でね、これだけ投げるってベタ投げな方ですよ。大丈夫です。任せてください。
気をつけて。
おい、人が早いよ、ここは。人早い。
Even in relatively calm conditions, the waves are high and potentially dangerous. The divers cautiously approach the rock and watch for the right timing. Now's their chance. Akama takes the lead. There's no end in sight. The divers have trouble advancing. The current is very quick. Bubbles flow sideways instead of up. If the divers let down their guard, they'll be thrown against the rocks. Using hooks and lines as anchors, they carefully move forward. Suddenly, a school of fish appears. They're blackjacks. Various other migratory fish are also here. This is the only landmass within a radius of 80 kilometers. Many small fish take shelter in the rocks. That attracts large species that prey on them. Sofugan is teeming with marine life. Swimming behind the school of fish is a 3-meter class shark. It's a Galapagos shark, typically found near remote islands. They're known to be curious and aggressive. Seven or eight surround the divers. Eventually, the sharks move on. Unusual creatures must be hidden further down. But the divers can't descend any deeper. It's up to the deep sea group to find out. Taking the lead is marine biologist Yoshihiro Fujiwara. Because Sofugan is isolated, creatures living in the surrounding deep seas likely have few rivals. Fujiwara suspects ancient species with features from hundreds of millions of years ago may be hidden there.
切り立った地形とかくぼ地とかそういうようなところに太古の形質を示すような生き物が残っている場合が知られていますので、シーラカンスとかオウムガイとかそれに匹敵するような生き物が出てきたら非常にエキサイティングだと思います。
The deep sea group will use a small remotely operated vehicle, or ROV, to explore. Through this cable, operators on the boat receive images from the ROV. It rapidly descends along the face. The cliff smooths out to a gentle slope. It's dark, with no signs of life. It reaches a depth of 200 meters. From here, they should find deep-sea fish. Most are sensitive to light, so the team makes an adjustment. They switch to a red light, which is less visible to fish. The change pays off. Several ruby snappers appear, each nearly a meter long. These deep-sea fish are known for their elegant tail fin. They're cautious and difficult to observe while swimming. When the team switches back to a regular light, the fish quickly vanish. With the rare sighting, the project is off to a good start. Promising news comes in from another team also surveying the deep sea. It's from the training vessel fishing with long lines some 5 kilometers offshore. The lines have caught some exotic species from a depth of about 500 meters. With its disproportionately large face, this fish is found only in a handful of locations around the world. This deep-sea shark is also rare. Both species retain primitive features. And the rarest catch of all. It has large green eyes and slimy purple skin. It's a complete mystery. Even Fujiwara and the other experts are amazed. It appears to be a type of purple chimera, but the team isn't certain. The catch includes several other uncatalogued old-type deep-water fish. The mysterious fish caught off Sofugan may be an ancient species, unchanged for hundreds of millions of years. Hope is running high for even greater discoveries.
間違いなく出てくると思います。白関数もしくはそれを超えるようなもっと大きな発見っていうのがきっとあるんじゃないかというふうに信じています。
The investigation extends to the nearby seabed. Geologist Osamu Ishizuka gets to work. His aim is to help uncover the mysteries surrounding the formation of the strange rock. To do this, he launches an operation to fully map the seabed's terrain. A key piece of equipment is a multi-beam sonar. It traces the contour of objects with sound to create a topographical map. The result is hundreds of times more precise than conventional methods. For a week, the mappers work through the night. The job is finally complete. Here's the result. The column of rock continues under the water to a depth of around 100 meters. Spreading out around it is the flat seabed. The map reveals traces of a lava flow. They're proof of a volcano. Further away, steep cliffs drop down into the depths of the sea. Seen like this, Sofugan resembles a candle on a birthday cake. A massive volcano rising from a depth of 2,000 meters, topped with a 200-meter-tall pillar of rock. That's Sofugan in a nutshell.
ソフガン、今までこう1本だけ立ってて、この下漠然としたイメージだったんですけども、だいぶソフガン火山のイメージはすごくクリアになってきたと思います。
Still unexplained is how it developed into such an unusual shape. Ishizuka decides to analyze rocks from various locations. His group will collect samples of the stone pillar from the bottom to the top. The toughest place to reach is the peak. Analyzing components in the samples will tell them about volcanic activity, including when it occurred. The team is about to embark on a risky quest to unravel the mysteries of Sofugan's formation. The climbing group will scale the peak.
クライマーの目線で見ると、ここは一つの弱点というか、クラックが発達してるんで、登れる可能性は高いな。
Leading the way is Ryo Masumoto, a world-class rock climber who's ascended steep cliffs in the Himalayas. The party of 4 will advance to the summit. On this morning, the sea is dead calm. Days like this come roughly once a year. It's a perfect time to start.
緊張ももちろんありますけど、もう早く登りたくてうずうずしてます。
The group plans to scale Sofugan, collecting stone samples and searching for unknown species on the way. The first challenge is landing. Everyone looks in vain for a good spot. It seems to be the only landing point. They plan to jump out when the raft surges onto the rock. They watch the timing of the waves. A miscalculation would send them tumbling into waters where 3-meter class sharks await. They hesitate and miss their chance. Masumoto scrambles up the rocks. Then he quickly attaches his rope to a secure spot.
Okay.
Now the second one.
Okay.
And the third. All have landed safely. Now they must climb the sheer 100-meter vertical peak. Falling could be deadly. Masumoto uses specialized safety equipment to set up a lifeline. The men carry 30 kilograms of supplies on their backs, making the climb trickier than expected. They inch toward the summit, deciding which rocks they'll collect on the way down. the cliff has been battered by the elements and is quite brittle.
大丈夫です。かけた。思いっきりかけました。はい。もろい。
As he carefully reaches for the next hold, birds suddenly take flight. A brown noddy, a seabird rarely seen on the mainland. They don't seem to be incubating any eggs. It appears that Sofugan, out in the ocean, is an important resting place for seabirds. The men have been climbing for 4 hours. Their goal is finally within reach. At last, the summit.
Oh, すごい！イエーイ！ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
The men take in the view. Not a single speck of land can be seen. It's like being on top of the world. How did this monolith form? Once again, they ponder this question. It begins to rain, so the team quickly starts preparing to collect rock samples. Something appears. An insect. Surprisingly, it seems to live at the top of the gigantic pillar.
この隙間からね、出てこようとするのがいっぱいいるんだ。あ、いますね、いますね。もしかしたらもう雨水がさ、貴重なんじゃねえかなと。
The insects lick the surface. With no fresh water nearby, they depend on rain to stay alive. The insects would make a valuable sample, but no one has brought a net. Finally, they managed to catch one.
どう？入った？入ったー。
It's a type of wingless cricket. How they wound up on this isolated rock out at sea is a mystery. These crickets usually live on the shoreline, feeding on fish that wash up. Perhaps some traveled to Sofugan on driftwood and eventually climbed to the summit. The crickets here are 3 times the size of more common types. The researchers are confident they belong to a new species that evolved locally. But many questions remain, such as what do they eat? And why did they become so large? The group finally starts collecting rock samples, their original goal. As they descend, they take ones they'd spotted earlier. The divers also gather samples with their leader, Akama. 30 meters below the surface, he finds a gap in a cliff and decides to investigate. He swims deep inside and removes pieces of rock. Back on the ship, Ishizuka receives the precious samples.
船長としたらこのままのコースで1ノットぐらいでお願いします。このままお願い。
Ishizuka also collects rocks from the deep waters around Sofugan.
はい。どういうマグマが活動して、それがいつ起きたのかっていうことまでは分かる。ソープガンでは世界初です。いや、すごい嬉しかったです。
They've assembled all the samples they collected from the land and sea. The rocks should help reveal the secrets of Sofugan's origins. Ishizuka brings the collection back to the lab for analysis. The results show that Sofugan is made up of two types of igneous rock that differ in composition. The wide, flat base on the seafloor that looks like a cake is made of basalt. It forms when lava from a volcanic eruption cools. The pillar, or candle, is made of andesite. This hard rock results when magma in a volcano crystallizes before flowing out. Here's Ishizuka's theory about Sofugan's origins. Tens of thousands of years ago, an underwater volcano erupted and created an island beneath the sea. Later, during the Ice Age, the sea level declined by as much as 100 meters. At this time, violent waves scraped away the island and flattened it, forming the cake. As for the candle, another eruption created a new island. But this time, magma remained in a passage called a volcanic vent, where it solidified. At the same time, the sea level rose, causing waves to scrape away at the island. The only part that remained was the hard rock that had formed in the vent. This created what is now Sofugan. Scientists suspect the gigantic pillar will disappear in several hundred years as waves continue to wear the rock down. One day, this stunning view will no longer exist.
海面が上昇したり下降したりするっていうタイミングのその絶妙なバランスによって崖が形成されているっていう例は極めて珍しいというふうに思います。火山の一生からするともう非常に一瞬のことであると。それを我々がこう目にできるっていうことはもう非常な偶然幸運であるというふうに思います。
The deep-sea vehicle operators have narrowed down the area where they'll continue their search for ancient fish. It's around the place where the high school training ship caught a number of prehistoric species. They'll explore the sheer precipice that drops down to the deep sea using 3 types of equipment. This autonomous underwater vehicle, or AUV, surveys the sea floor using sensors to avoid obstacles. An ROV is also at the ready. Shinge Yamauchi, who's with the aquarium in Fukushima Prefecture, will operate it. He was part of a team that captured images of ancient coelacanths in the deep sea off Tanzania in Africa. Ancient fish are often found hidden in recesses or openings in underwater cliffs.
切り立った180メーターから250メーターまで落ち込んだような70メーターの崖ですね。またちょっと危険な場所なんですけども、隔絶された場所というか、そういったところにあえて危ないけど行かないといけない。今回最大のチャレンジだと思います。
Yamauchi lowers the ROV. It's reached the cliff. There are holes all over. It's a perfect sanctuary for fish. Beautiful fish, but for some reason, they're swimming upside down. The vehicle also shows a relative of the blue-striped angelfish, a new species recently discovered in Indonesia. And another new species just discovered in Hawaii. Rare fish appear one after another. The fish have been hidden in recesses in the underwater cliff. They apparently came here from around the world at some unknown time. But there are no ancient fish like the ones the students caught. The team decides to go deeper. Yamauchi carefully lowers the ROV along the face of the steep cliff. Still no signs of ancient fish. As the vehicle shifts to another location, something is glowing. Yamauchi remembers that the eyes of coelacanths in Africa glowed like this. He edges closer, trying not to frighten it off. It's a fish that's often mistaken for the coelacanth. The camera captures glowing eyes again and again. This one's not a prehistoric fish either. Turbulent currents prevent the ROV from getting close. The team's unable to make an identification. The AUV is also recording video. As it advances into deeper water, It captures sight of a fish no one has ever seen before. The body is long and narrow. It's over 1 meter in length and has conspicuous dorsal and pectoral fins. A relative of the jellynose, an old type of fish. It's too weak to swim properly. It wouldn't have survived in shallow water, where rivalries are more intense. They decide to explore the area further. This time, they'll try an ambush strategy. They wait for nightfall, when fish come out of hiding to hunt. To attract them, they attach food to a camera and leave it on the seafloor. When they raise it, they check the footage. It shows a unique, primeval world. Behind the deep-sea shark, a type of primitive crab. The crab carries a sponge on its back, holding it with its hind legs, perhaps as a disguise. The crab has no chance, but this encounter indicates just how scarce food is in the deep sea. In red light, invisible to most fish, a Pacific grenadier, a rare old type of fish. The camera also attracts an octopus's suckers. Even the researchers have not seen this deep-sea octopus before. The Pacific grenadier has returned. It may be after the octopus. There's a creature behind the shrimp. The camera jolts. At the upper right of the screen, something big. A huge face closes in. The blunt-nosed six-gill shark is an ancient fish called the King of the Deep. Another camera has also captured it. The shark swims slowly with a regal presence. It's well over 4 meters long. It eats all kinds of living things in the deep sea, with an appearance that's remained unchanged for 200 million years. It's a true living fossil. One identifying feature is that it has 6 pairs of gill slits. Most sharks have 5. The blunt-nosed six-gill has retained its primeval characteristics. The ancient fish has lived on quietly in the deep. cameras caught something even more extraordinary. A large body crosses in front of the lens. The tail fin has a round, small tip, just like on a coelacanth. But the face doesn't match a coelacanth's. The eyes and mouth are too large. Fujiwara studies the footage.
相当でかいですね。穴子とか。
With further research, he concludes it may be related to the longfin cutthroat eel, a primitive fish. This one's body is very wide, and it's big, probably close to 2 meters. There's no record of a longfin cutthroat eel this large. It could be a previously unknown ancient fish that exists only around Sofugan. It's a valuable discovery. The ocean is turning rough. Once again, it's becoming hostile to humans. After 2 years, the survey has come to a close. Soaring skyward from the vast sea, Sofugan has an otherworldly beauty. It will continue to be worn down by waves. Someday, it could disappear. Many living things have made Sofugan their home. An insect believed to be a new species lives at the summit. Sharks and migratory fish thrive in the shallow waters. The nearby sea also contains colorful fish. And deep beneath the surface are living fossils. Numerous creatures have thrived here, completely out of view. Sofugan is unlike any place else in the world.
ここは日本なのかって思うぐらい、すごい場所だったんですよ。
まだ探検し足りないような感じがします。もうちょっと深いところにはまた未知の生物がいるんじゃないかと思ってます。
世界に誇る秘境だと思いますね。
Sofugan. Standing tall, all alone in the open sea.